I haven't told my mother either, so this is pretty serious. She's right here in front of me. This would be the perfect time to do it if I would, but some things are too sacred, you know, too important or something. So, no, sorry. Sorry to disappoint you all. What's the next question, though?
Right here.
Yes.
Hey, Ben, how's the tattoo healing?
Oh, Ben is not here.
No!
So there's two buses, and Ben and Platt's got the second bus. So you're stuck with Dan
You guys
and
know
Wayne.
how his tattoo is?
Is your follow-up question, can you move to the other bus?
I can tell you, I can actually tell you how it's doing because we hear from him every day about it. So he can only shake people with the left hand, which is quite an awkward situation for him every day. And supposedly, I guess, below the first knuckle of your fingers is a very hard place to get tattooed, especially on your cuticles. And so every day he tells us about that, and it's just great. We love it. We love Ben. We love hearing about how much his tattoo hurt. He has to get it retouched every 3 years. And so every 3 years we get to hear about how much his tattoo hurt forever, for the rest of our lives. It's great.
Hey, but on the plus side, we get coconut oil because he rubs it on his tattoo. So, you know, only on the tattoos. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
I've scared you off. Yes.
So there's a lot of songs that never hit the radio waves. What is your favorite one and why?
And really
That's a good
fast,
question.
we need to add an addendum here. Everybody tell us your name and where you're from, please.
Yes.
I'm Valerie. My sister Deanna. We're from San Francisco.
Nice. Let's see. Songs that sort of got away a little bit. I think for me, the one I thought could get some airplay but didn't was Walking the Wire. That one just didn't materialize into being a single for whatever, you know, political label reasons. Yeah, it was the label's fault. So, yeah. Anyway.
Jurgen says thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Jurgen is actually...
Jurgen's here?
Jurgen's here, and it's actually his fault. So, if you all look back at him, there's a nice-looking, tall, skinny gentleman with glasses that ruined all of your lives. Oh, no glasses today.
Okay, next question. We can just ride in silence. That's fine.
Do a group song.
I got one.
Yeah.
I'm Dylan. I'm from Los Angeles. And is there one song that you guys have that really feels captures the essence of all of your relationships together?
Oh, that's a difficult question. Well, our relationships have always been really vanilla and smooth until probably the last 2 years. This is a tell-all exclusive. It's just the two of us, so we can really talk bad about the other guys. I mean, we actually get along really well, and we've put in a decade together, which to spend pretty much every waking hour together for a decade and get along as good as we do is pretty amazing. I think we really hate how so many bands break up because they can't stand each other, and so we really work hard to respect each other and be loving and understanding and kind, and there is a really strong base level of respect there. This turned into a therapy session. All you asked me before was a song. So with all of that said, I think maybe a song that sums up a relationship. Geez, this is really heavy.
Love, we're walking the wire. Oh, I'm not a singer.
No, that's probably true. Maybe Walking the Wire. I would say if I had to sum up this past tour, I'd say Walking the Wire. We had a lot of moments where we had to like clear the room type situations. Like back, what is that show where it's like, is it where it goes over like the old like drama of bands? What is that show they do?
Behind the music.
Oh yeah, behind the music. We've had some we didn't have behind the music scenes till probably this last year. And then there was a lot of moments of explosions on stage and we were like, clear the room! Everybody must leave! And we had to, you know, because we really like to talk about things, because, you know, we're pretty emotional people. So Walking the Wire, yeah, I think Walking the Wire. There's been some fragile moments where it almost all fell apart.
Thank you.
So,
Yes, sir.
Kobe from New Hampshire.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Wanted to know, you're fairly well known as a kind of grounded, level-headed. How do you keep the fame from going to your head all the time?
We're great actors.
Maybe we should turn over to your mom.
I don't know, I think, you know, we have a very like a brother type relationship with each other, and then also my manager is my brother and my lawyer is my brother. And I think that when you have that around you continually, it's refreshing and it's good. I think a lot of the artists that we run into that become maybe a little detached are surrounded with people who are like yes men, who are always like, yes, you look great, and yes, your show was great. And we really are pretty hard on ourselves. In fact, I think most of the time we're trying to work on not being so hard on each other. And so I think that helps. I think having good parents that raised you, and I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. And also I think it's just getting into it for the right reason. All four of us can truly tell you that the fame part of this is very difficult for us. None of us got into music for that. All the guys went to Berklee School of Music, were trained musicians because they loved music and they dedicated their lives to music. And I had dedicated my whole life to music since I was young, and so I think that was a big part in it. Because the people that we meet that are really real in the industry you can just tell they got into it for the music, and they really don't care for the other parts. With that being said, I mean, we really enjoy this, like getting to meet you guys and getting to hear your stories and people from around the world and how the music influences them. That is amazing to us. But as for the other parts of fame, it's all really plastic and pretty, I don't know. Yeah, Wayne's face most of the time kind of sums up what it is. His resting face. There's a term for that, but I'm not going to say it.
Thank you.
It's all you now, man. Is there more questions? Oh, there's one. Okay.
Oh yeah, now they're coming in hot.
All right.
Yeah, right there in the middle back. You, the same.
Me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you.
Hi, I'm Kelsey from Orlando.
Orlando.
Hi, Kelsey.
Yeah, Orlando. What's your favorite album and why?
You know what? I don't know if you're the same way, but I hadn't listened to Smoking Ears in maybe when did it come out? Like, since it came out, I hadn't listened to it. I generally don't listen to the albums, when they come out.
You're saying favorite all-time album or of our
And so, well, I was just going to say, like, I actually just recently listened to Smoke and Mirrors all the way through, and I was just really proud of that record. So,
favorite all-time album?
yeah. Why not make it my own?
Oh, I love that album.
Absolutely. Smoke and Mirrors, so that one, after revisiting it, I appreciate that album a lot. So
I gotta say, I agree with that. In the setting that Smoke and Mirrors, we self-produced, so we're pretty proud of the time and effort that we put in just together as producers. And that was a really difficult album to make, but a really rewarding one. Yeah, cool.
can we just I don't understand what's happening. When I talk, it sounds like crap.
You gotta turn around.
And it's because I'm not the singer. That's why. Just nasally, thin sounding. And then listen to this.
No, I'm not talking.
That's so much better. What is happening?
I think you sound good.
Oh, I think I'm just hearing my voice, and it's not a good thing.
Who else we
Yeah.
got? I saw another hand before. And remember, make sure to tell us where you're from, where, all that. Right here,
Young lady.
right there next. Right here in front of us, yeah.
I'm Apurva from India. So my question is...
Amazing. That's quite a journey.
Yeah. So my question is that you guys started supporting Tyler Robinson Foundation from such a small thing, like meeting a fan, and it's grown so far, it's supporting so many cancer patients. How does it feel like seeing it impacting so many lives? And actually that inspires me a lot personally, so I would like to know how it feels to you.
Yeah, the question
Not
was about...
a lot of people are doing that, like having such heavy faith. I know only you guys who are supporting without selflessly doing something like that. So how does it feel?
The question was about TRF and how it feels to have the charity grow and help so many people. And Dan's going to answer it.
Oh yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. And I don't know. I think I would probably say most of the people on this bus, if you were put in the same shoes as us, would do the same thing. I think it's a pretty easy and not, heroic thing to take the platform that you've been given and try to use it to do things that you're passionate about and try to give back when you've been given so much. So, I would say, we're passionate about pediatric cancer. We're passionate about helping those families that are in a really hard spot. For anybody who has kids, me and Wayne both have kids, and the thought of them even scraping their knee is it makes you sick to your stomach. So when a child has cancer, that's about as hard as it gets for a parent and a family, and of course especially the child. So to watch it grow and to see the millions of dollars that have been raised and the families that have been helped, that is the highlight of the road. When we get to go meet a family that's been affected and helped by the TRF Foundation, that's the highlight. Yeah, that keeps us, when we get road weary, that's what we do. We check in with the TRF world, and it makes us feel like normal human beings again. Yeah.
That's great.
Tushar from Bombay, India. Do you plan on touring South Asia or India anytime soon? I mean, it's an obvious question.
Yes. We have emails in our inbox currently about shows in both of those regions, so I can tell you, yes, is my
I'm
answer.
trying to encourage them to answer emails in your inbox too.
Manager.
Please come to India soon.
We will. We truly have wanted to come to India for a long time.
Can you use a lot of Indian instruments, please? All right.
It's difficult. There's a lot of talent there.
Anybody else? Yeah, right. Let's go. So Sam first, and we'll go here, and then we'll work our way to the back.
I wanted you to talk about. Sorry. My name is Sarah. I'm from California and Oregon. I live in both places now.
What part of Oregon?
Beaverton.
Is that close to Eugene?
It's not too far.
Okay.
Free country, Eugene. Yes.
I ask everybody from Oregon that question because that's where Asia's from, is Eugene. So.
Okay, yeah. I'm a runner, so I love Eugene for many reasons.
Yes, Nike.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to know about your new album. I mean, it's coming out, so I was wondering if you could. Is there a song that you're just like so excited for the world to hear, or what can you tell us about the inspiration or things that guided the songwriting on this upcoming album?
Do you want to take this, Wayne?
Sure. Yeah, so asked about the album, the new album Origins, which is coming out when I'm so bad at this thing. Or I'm standing up. How's this? Just as bad. Good. Okay, great. Yeah, usually like I said, I have like the least amount of perspective on what we're releasing and the albums, and I'll listen to it 2 years after I finished it because I'm a weirdo. But I actually listened to Origins all the way through before it was even released, and it was pretty overwhelming how proud I was of it. I think it might replace Smoke and Mirrors for me as far as my favorite album. I think it's lyrically, I think Dan it was really on point with all these songs. I think it's probably my favorite album lyrically. Going to places maybe we haven't been, the kind of songs we haven't written yet. So that's pretty exciting. It's probably the most diverse too. There's songs that you would maybe think wouldn't belong on the same album unless it was Imagine Dragons. So that's what we like to do. So yeah, good question.
Okay, right here.
I'll be real quick. Tatiana Long Beach. Dan, I was really wondering about, you posted earlier this year on IG about how you changed your diet and it was helping you with pain and inflammation, and I selfishly wanted to know what were those changes, because there's probably a lot of people who deal with chronic pain.
Yes, not a selfish question. So the question was about, I don't know what the direction is that you're supposed to face. I haven't figured it out. Yeah. I think it's like this works right here. Yeah. The question was about what have I done to change my diet, inflammation, things like that. So I have two autoimmune diseases. I have ankylosing spondylitis and ulcerative colitis. I've had them for a decade. It really started when the band started. I blame the band. It also happened right when I got married and had a child. So I blame my child, my wife, and my band. Yes. Me and Asia, we never got divorced, by the way. We never signed the papers, and we're kind of like reconciling. So let me just get that out of the way, okay? No promises, but we're doing pretty good. Anyway, so as far as diet, what did I do? I met a really incredible person. His name is Brad Feinberg, and he put me on a nutrition and kind of workout routine that really changed everything for me. I hate to even tell you this because it's different for everybody, so it's not a cure-all, fix-all for anybody, but this is what it was for me. I cut out dairy. I cut out, refined sugar, anything in a package, anything that had been refined in any way. I cut out, so that, sugar.
There's so much more that you can add.
Bread, I cut out bread. Anything processed, you cut out. So let me just say the things that I ate, and that's easier. I would eat oatmeal for breakfast with a little bit of honey and some blueberries and maybe some like almond butter, and like 8 eggs, which is crazy, I know. I would eat like every 2 hours, and then I would have like a lot of rice, brown rice, a little bit of white rice, but mainly brown rice, chicken, salmon, white fish, red meat on occasion. Lamb is fine. It's an anti-inflammatory diet, is what it is. So if you look up anti-inflammatory diet, you find it anywhere. I'd also cut out legumes, just because that's for other reasons. But anyway, so, and not farty reasons for the record. now I feel like they explain. But I was trying to up my testosterone, and legumes lower your testosterone. And so, anyway, so that's kind of the diet. That's kind of what it was, and I'd eat every 2 hours to keep your A lot of people think you starve yourself to lose weight, but that's really not a true thing. In fact, if you starve yourself, your body knows it's starving, so then it hangs on to fat and sugars more when you eat food, because it's like, oh, I'm starving, and I don't know what I'm going to eat next. So, anyway, common misconception. But yeah, that's what I did, and then did an anti-inflammatory kind of workout regime where you're continually getting blood flowing through all the places in your body that you typically would not get blood flowing, like your SI joints and your ankles, and it's doing like the things that no guy likes to do, which is like back squats and cleans and weird good mornings and weird workouts. So that's it.
So this gentleman right here.
Yeah. Raj from India.
Hello.
Hi, Raj.
Hi. I just want to check if at all in the near future, do you plan to work with any artist or any other band to produce a track together, like jointly or something, or any of those sorts? Like, are you all planning to do that?
Yeah, so the question is about collaborations,
Yes,
and
collaboration,
in the future if we'll work with anyone.
Yes.
We have no plans to do that right now. I mean, after this event, we're all sort of taking some time off. We're still going to be doing shows, just not any intense touring like we've been doing for the last 2 years. So I think in that time, we're all going to be individually looking for different things to do, different projects to be a part of. So we'll be collaborating, independently of each other, probably for a little bit, but nothing too crazy and not for too long either. So.
I think we both, our whole band is kind of a little. We're not opposed to doing collaborations, but I think we're all a little burnt on the atmosphere of just like everybody puts out a record with 10 collaborators on it to make a lot of like record sales. I think the bands we grew up on loving and the artists that we grew up loving really kind of typically put out a record of their own music. And there was something about that we all enjoyed, kind of the culture of it, and it felt like its own distinct entity. And I think today is a world of singles and collaborations, which is cool and fine, but it's not for us really that much. But maybe sometimes, maybe who knows? Yeah, next album's gonna be all collaborations.
Pitbull.
Yeah. Also another hand somewhere back there, I thought. Yeah, please.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Heather. We're from Australia.
Hello.
I was just wondering, like, when your music really started to kind of take off, especially internationally, what was it like for you guys when you realized how many people all over the world were really relating to what you were doing?
It was a very overwhelming, amazing, strange thing to travel to new places in the world and have, even 100 people in the beginning come out and know all the lyrics, especially when English wasn't even their first language. But it's amazing. I would say miraculous is probably the word, and I'm quite a skeptic, and I hate to even use that word about things, but we couldn't really explain what was happening to us. We felt like it was, I don't know, when something happens to you that's 1 in a billion, it's a strange thing. It's a very strange thing. It's like if you win megabucks, I would think that person is probably like, wow, this is beyond me. I would like to think of something that's maybe a little less like plastic than megabucks, but I couldn't really think of it. It's 1 in a billion, I don't know.
Well, I think we're right. That's it, guys. So, you guys, I'll take this real fast. So, the band's gonna go get ready for. We'll just give it away. They're getting ready for a show. I'm sure you're surprised. such a jerk. I was like, why does it keep extending? But they have something they put together for you guys special, so we're gonna go do that right now. And also there's pizza if you're still hungry. So,
So just follow us.
Can we tell them? Yeah, tell them.
Okay. So we're gonna tell you guys what we're doing so that you can hold it again, so you can all be like, we were on the Better Bus. We found out like all kinds of secrets. And Ben and Pat's been there. So we're taking you to a place where you're gonna get to listen to the entire record, the new record, the digital full length, which is nerve-wracking for us because you'll be the first people in the world to hear it. We didn't even send it in advance to critics or anybody. We just kept it in lock and key. So you guys are going to be the first ones to hear it, even with our families. Our families haven't even heard the entire record. And a lot of our families are going to be here tonight. My mom and dad are here. Wayne's parents are here. And the other guys don't matter. Just kidding. And then after that, yeah, am I going to tell them that too or no? Yeah, might as well. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to play a full show for you guys tonight. And with that being said, thank you guys for being here, and just tell everybody on the other bus our bus was better. Okay, thanks guys.